It's Jeffrey Allen again. As we begin, please remember your grounding. Turn down your analyzer and be in the center of your head. Say hello to the group energy. Send smiles and hellos to your fellow students. And feel the group energy and intention supporting you. Good. This chapter, we're learning about healing your body, which is a huge topic. Of course, with the body, our first thought is usually to take a physical approach. What's the magic pill or supplement or diet or exercise? Now, I'm not a doctor and I can't help you with that approach, but here's what I can do. I can help you understand why you get sick energetically and how to change that pattern. In my experience, healing will occur naturally if you make room. So we'll be learning about managing your energy in a healthy way, energy tools for staying healthy, energy tools for healing yourself and others, and using energy work with traditional medicine. Now, this last one is really important. When people learn energy healing and start getting results, they often think, wow, this is great. I'll never need medicine again, or I'll never need to go to the doctor again. And I'm telling you now, this is not true. Energy work is not a replacement for physical treatment or medicine, but they do work great together. Now, I'm not saying this because a lawyer told me to. I'm saying it because I made this mistake when I learned about energy healing. I stopped going to doctors, I canceled all my insurance, and years later, I regretted it. My life would have been easier had I used both like I do now. And I don't want you to make the same mistake. But I am really excited to teach you about energy healing and help you find that balance. So, the first rule of energy healing is that healing is natural. Life is naturally healing and organizing and moving toward coherency. Your body knows how to heal itself. If you clear the energy, miracles can happen. This can be on a small scale, like back pain or a headache. Oftentimes, if you clear the energy, you'll get instant relief. Or this can be on a larger scale with some acute physical symptoms. I'll tell you kind of a fun story. My daughter, when she was little, my daughter Mariah, she was walking between me and her mom, and she walked right into a pole, and it had a little screw on it, just went right into her forehead. And so right away, she had a bump starting to form and a little cut there that was red. And her mom and I both did energy healing. So we just sat her down, on my knee and just started doing a little bit of energy healing. And I didn't really know what to do, but I just asked myself, what needs to happen here? And so just intuitively, I started kind of moving my hand, pulling out the energy that said there was an injury, imagining I was kind of stitching it up with some little energy thread and so on. And within a couple minutes, the bump went away, the red was gone, and there was just like a tiny line there where you could see that she'd been hit. So it was amazing. And this is when I realized how easy healing can be. Anyone can do this. Just imagine that you know how. And in the moment when you need it, you'll find that clarity of just, what can I do to help? And the answer will just come to you. It's really easy. So if healing is natural like this, what goes wrong? What's the number one reason that we struggle with healing and personal growth? Why don't we keep up with our fitness programs and our diets and healing sessions and personal growth programs? The reason is we don't know how to handle the growth that comes from rapid healing. This is why we stagnate our growth. This is why we drop out of the programs which can help us the most. So how many of you have taken a new exercise program or a new diet and then felt fantastic at first and swore that you'll continue it for life? And you were so excited and so committed. And then 2 to 3 months in, you hate it and you drop out. Like, how many times have you done that? I know I have. So why did this happen? Well, your biggest growth period comes when your biggest acceleration is occurring. We are great when we're feeling up, but we don't know how to recover when we're feeling down. And understanding this can help you not burn out or drop out or blow up. Energetically, we call this situation a growth period. And let me give you an example of a bad growth period, or maybe I should say a normal growth period, because they're usually pretty bad if we don't know how to handle them energetically. So I was really interested in trying out yoga when I lived in Denver. And I went to of course, I went for something extreme, some kind of an extremist. So I went to Bikram's yoga, which is this super hot, sweaty kind of power yoga. And I was going just a little bit, kind of here and there. They were actually teasing me that I had the oldest punch card anybody had ever seen because I showed up so infrequently. And then they put out a challenge, and I love challenges. They said, if you go 6 times a week for 10 weeks, it'll change your life. And so I signed right up, I got into it, and for the first few weeks, I loved it. It was fantastic. And then pretty quickly, I started to hate it. I was super angry about the heat. I was just wanted to kill somebody for not turning on the fan. And I was just so frustrated and miserable. But, I stuck with it, and I finished the 10 weeks, and I got great results, but I never went again. Like, I never, ever wanted to do yoga again, which is too bad because it was really healthy. And a bad growth period looks like this. First, you ask for personal growth when you're feeling good. And then the easy energy starts to release, and you're feeling great. And then the stuck energy starts to release, and you get grumpy, and you get overwhelmed. And this is where we often make a big mistake. We engage our analyzer to solve this. So we feel disappointed or defensive, so we try to identify the culprit. Was it this person or something on TV or my job or the doctor or that exercise instructor? Then we quit or attack the culprit, and we feel really self-righteous about it. So we blame our partner or boss or teacher, etc. And unfortunately, this actually feels pretty good because we're releasing some energy, so we keep doing it. And this pattern really wreaks havoc on our body, this frustration and struggle and illness. And that toxic energy really goes into your body and your organs and so on. And we recover slowly at best with a little regret and maybe some embarrassment when we're out of the growth period. Does this sound familiar? So I've done this so many times, and I'm sure you have too. And this can happen with personal growth programs too. So let's look a little deeper at what are the results of a growth period like this. So in general, your life gets more difficult with big ups and downs. You reinforce your pain instead of releasing it. Your body gets sick because this unreleased energy is toxic to your physical body. It's stored in your organs and tissues and hormones. And you get more colds and flus and immune disorders and so on. Growth periods can also damage your relationships with fights and breakups and communication shutdowns and so on. Your strong energy leads to really strong words and hurt feelings. And unfortunately, you can't take these words back. And it's difficult for people to trust you and to like you again. You're in that negative feedback loop and you're spreading your pain. We've all done this. Now, fortunately, there is a better way. And this works for simple grumpiness or full-on illness. First, just remember that this is just energy. It's just pain and confusion. It wants to come out and it wants to be healed. Personal growth doesn't have to be difficult. If you're in this class, you really need to learn this because you are seeking growth. And I should warn you, though, that the process is simple, but it's not easy. So even after I tell you now, you won't want to do it. So I'm going to ask you first, can you commit to handling your growth periods differently? This will powerfully change your life if you apply it. Yes? No? I'll take that as a yes. So here's my process for handling a growth period. Step 1, stop analyzing and blaming. This will reduce your negative energy and your negative thoughts. You can stop analyzing because your growth period is not about what you think. Your brain can't see the big picture. It sees the details. So you're just driving yourself crazy. I'm still impressed by how badly I can fool myself when I'm upset. You can stop looking for someone or something to blame. Blame always sends you down a negative energy spiral. So remember, it's not your fault. It's not someone else's fault. You're simply dealing with moving a lot of energy. I remember a great insight from Jack Groverland at the Unity of Boulder. Someone asked him, "Why do bad things happen to good people?" And he said, "They don't. Bad things happen to all people." I thought, that's a good point. So why not learn how to deal with them in a healthy way? Step 2, stop talking about it. Stop spreading your pain and confusion. Stop talking about what you think the problem is. Stop emailing, texting, and posting on social media about it. It's just your pain and confusion talking, even if you're 100% sure you're right. This is the simplest way to avoid wreaking havoc in your life. Now, I admit it, this can be hard. I like to process verbally myself, and I've paid the price for the stupid things I've said, so don't be like me. Remember, your answers will come from inside, and you need to be quiet to hear them. Step 3, admit you're in a growth period. This creates neutral ground. When you notice yourself feeling this way, just admit it out loud. Tell people, "I'm grumpy today," or "I'm sick," or "I'm having a rough day. Please don't take me too seriously." And people will give you a break. They can relate. And have compassion for yourself. You'll start feeling better already. Step 4 is to run your energy. Now, I'll teach you this soon. This is an energy tool for shifting yourself into the positive flow of energy. When you run your earth and cosmic energy, you give the stuck energy somewhere to release to. This revitalizes your physical and energy bodies and speeds up your healing process. This is the fastest way I know to shift into the positive flow, if you remember it. Usually, I resist for a long time and just feel kind of grumpy. And then finally I remember, oh yeah, I have energy tools. I start to run my energy, and 5 minutes or 10 minutes or 20 minutes later, everything is okay. All you have to do is focus on healing yourself until the energy shifts out of that negative state into a positive state. You feel relief instead of feeling grumpy, and you start finding a deeper understanding. And you'll know when you can stop running your energy because you'll hit step 5. And step 5 is gratitude and amusement. Congratulations, you've made it. Woohoo! You're feeling lighter, you're feeling gratitude and amusement. Now you're feeding the positive energy loop. It's safe again to talk to other people. You can share your gold and your insights and your mistakes and your learning. Woo, I really thought it was all about blah, blah, blah. But it turns out it wasn't about that at all. It's also time to apologize if needed, to be humble and authentic. "I'm feeling better. I'm so sorry I was a pain in the ass. But here's what I learned." And keep in mind, however, that other people might be in a growth period now too. You might have caused a chain reaction. So you feeling better doesn't mean that they should feel better. Like, they may not have these same energy tools. So be patient and have compassion. And we'll talk more later about other people's growth periods as well. But first, you have to learn to have a healthy growth period for yourself. So let's review the process. Now, big energy starts to release, you feel grumpy and overwhelmed. So then you just be aware and cautious. Warning, I'm toxic. Warning, warning. You stop analyzing and blaming and stop that negative energy loop for yourself. And then you stop talking. That's step 2. Stop the negative loop for others. Step 3, you admit your growth period and create neutral ground. Step 4, you run your energy, which starts the positive loop for yourself. And step 5, you find gratitude and amusement, and that starts the positive loop for others too. Like I said, it's simple, even if it's not easy, but this will change your life. Today, I'd like you to notice any growth periods around you, either in yourself or in other people. And notice your natural habits. What do you do when you get grumpy or overwhelmed? Do you blame or argue or shut down or punish someone or something else? And then use the tools that you already have. Ground yourself, turn down your analyzer, get into your higher mind. It'll help you observe your habits. Also notice, what do you do when other people get grumpy or overwhelmed? Do you try to fix them? Do you try to avoid them? Do you just blame them? Do you feel superior or something else? Now, again, don't judge yourself. Just be aware of your habits. I'll give you more energy tools to help you next time, so just find a little compassion today. Enjoy.